Coco Gauff given nightmare draw at the Dubai Tennis Championships. Coco Gauff needs a strong week in Dubai to get her 2026 season back on track. After losing in the Australian Open quarterfinals, Gauff struggled to bounce back in Qatar. Failing to win a match in Doha, Gauff lost to Elisabetta Cocchiaretto, 4-6, 2-6, in her opening match. Heading over to Dubai, the two-time Grand Slam champion will compete as the number 3 seed in a weakened field following Aryna Sabalenka and Iga Swiatek's withdrawals. However, even though the world number 1 and 2 are missing, Gauff has been given a horrific draw at the Dubai Tennis Championships. Coco Gauff could have a tough start against Jelena Ostapenko in Dubai after losing her second-round match in Qatar. The last thing Gauff wanted was a tricky opener at the Dubai Tennis Championships. Unfortunately for the 21-year-old, that's exactly what she's got. Gauff will play either Jelena Ostapenko or Anna Kalinskaya in the second round of the 2026 Dubai Tennis Championships. Ostapenko and Kalinskaya are both in better form than Gauff, having impressed at the Qatar Open. If she were to advance to round 2, Gauff may have a slightly easier match against her countrywoman Emma Navarro. The former Grand Slam semi-finalist has struggled as of late, winning just 3 matches in 2026. Then, in the quarterfinals, Gauff could meet Jasmine Paolini or Linda Noskova. Czechia's Noskova is a force to be reckoned with, and the American has already played Paolini several times during her career. She leads their head-to-head, 4-3, but lost 2 WTA 1000 matches against the Italian in 2025, Cincinnati Open QF, Italian Open EF. Gauff could even play Filipina Alexandra Ila in the quarterfinals. Ila is unseeded in Dubai, but with the fans on her side, you wouldn't bet against her making a deep run. That it's in the semifinals that things get really tricky for Gauff, though. Alina Svitolina and Elena Rybakina are the top seeds she could play. Gauff lost to Svitolina at the Australian Open just last month, and of course, it was Rybakina who won the title down under. The reality is that she wouldn't enter either match as a clear favorite. Then, in the final, Gauff could play her fellow American, Amanda Anisimova. Anisimova won 2 WTA 1000 titles in 2025 and reached 2 Slam finals, establishing herself as one of the best players in women's tennis. After a shaky start to her 2026 campaign, Anisimova will be determined to make a statement in Dubai and add another WTA 1000 trophy to her collection. There are certainly some big obstacles in Gauff's way, but how well has she played in Dubai throughout her career? Coco Gauff's Dubai Tennis Championships record. Gauff has played 12 matches at the Dubai Tennis Championships since her debut in 2021, and boasts a solid, yet uninspiring 7-5 record. She came closest to the title in 2023, reaching the semifinals, where she lost to Poland's Iga Swiatek. Gauff did lose her opening match in Dubai a year ago, though, to McCartney Kessler. Only time will tell if she can avoid the same fate in 2026. This year's Dubai Tennis Championships will begin on Sunday, February 15. Tennis. Coco Gauff's Dubai dilemma. When the draw becomes a story of heart and resilience. By now, the tennis world has grown accustomed to dramatic storylines, last-minute upsets, shock results, and good luck bad luck twists that seem almost scripted for television. But when the draw for the 2026 Dubai Tennis Championships was released on Friday, February 13th, it struck many as a moment of profound irony for one of the game's brightest young stars. Coco Gauff. To the casual observer, a draw is just a bracket, a list of names, numbers, and upcoming matches. But to a competitor like Gauff, a 2-time Grand Slam champion, a paragon of athletic talent and competitive grit, it can feel like fate itself unfolding in ink on paper. For Gauff, this year's draw wasn't merely unfavorable, it was a nightmare. Small blue diamond. The context. A season in flux at the outset of the 2026 tour. Gauff arrived at the Turkish sunlit courts of the Middle East with ambition bubbling just below the surface. After a strong run to the quarterfinals of the Australian Open, there was a sense she could build momentum into the hardcourt season, but that momentum stalled rapidly. In Doha at the Qatar TotalEnergies Open, Gauff suffered a surprise early exit at the hands of Italy's Elisabetta Cocchiaretto, a loss that saw her fall in straight sets and struggle to find the level that has so often defined her rise. It was the latest in a pattern of starts and stops that have made headlines this season. Flashes of brilliance intermingled with puzzling inconsistencies that have even prompted the American herself to admit she hasn't shown up at her best. Now, with the Dubai Tennis Championships on the horizon, Gauff faced a tournament that, on paper, should be a chance to reassert herself. Instead, the draw placed her right into the heart of peril. Small blue diamond the draw. A slippery dance with danger, though exact matchups for 2026 are still evolving as games begin. The reaction was swift among analysts and fans alike. Gauff's section of the bracket was stacked. Top-tier opponents loomed early, dark horse challengers had the confidence of recent wins, and the mental rhythm that a clear path provides was gone before the first serve flew. In a sport where rankings are measured in tenths of points and matchups can swing on a single serve, Gauff's draw was characterized as nightmarish, not because it was impossible, but because it forced her into fight-or-flight mode right from the start. To the tennis purist, this might look like classic drama. But for Gauff, it's deeper. It's a challenge to compose herself, reset her mindset, and summon the very resilience she's known for. Light bulb, a career defined by clutch moments and reinvention. This isn't the first time Gauff has faced adversity, nor the first time the tennis world has wondered how she'll respond when thrown into a crucible. Think back to 2025, when she captured her first French Open title, a moment that seemed to declare her entry into true championship pedigree. At Roland Garros, she navigated a maze of talented rivals, embraced the intensity of a decisive final, and ultimately conquered one of the sport's toughest mental tests. This was not a fluke. It was proof that Gauff belongs among tennis's elite, and that in the right headspace, she could rise to the occasion when it mattered most. Yet at the same time, she's also known for unpredictability. Last month in Doha, her own words, "I haven't showed up," were an honest self-assessment of her recent leveled SO. Now, standing at the Dubai starting line, the question isn't just about who she plays, it's about who she is right now. To tornado, a nightmare or an opportunity. We often forget that the term nightmare draw comes from the player's perspective. For fans and commentators, such a draw is exciting. It promises early marquee matchups, unpredictability, and spectacle. But for the athlete standing courtside, it's anxiety, anticipation, and a long road in short order. In Gauff's case, the dream, the title, the high ranking, the affirmation of her championship status, is right there on that hard court. But to reach it, she must navigate a gauntlet of opponents who each pose unique threats, players who are in form, players with nothing to lose, and players who feed off big stage moments the way Gauff does. This sort of draw does something to a competitor's mind. For some, it sabotages focus. For others, it ignites